Welcome back to Nocturnia. Summer is a season of simple pleasures, but some flavors leave a bitter aftertaste. Tonight's story comes from the small town of Summerside, where a family creamery, during a suffocating heatwave, began serving something not meant for this world. Serving ice cream at his family's parlor was not how Theodore Matheson wanted to spend his summer. He was a grad student meant for libraries, not scooping for tourists. But his father's failing health and a relentless heat wave had sealed his fate. His days were a mundane rhythm of classic rock and melting scoops. It was on one such sweltering afternoon that the rhythm was broken. A man shuffled up to the counter, appearing as if from nowhere. He was tall and lanky, dressed in a child's Sunday best. His face was a bizarre contradiction of sharp adult bone structure and the rosy-cheeked, wide eyes of a boy. 2 heaping scoops of Lunar Crystals, please, and thank you, he chirped. Theo blinked. He hadn't seen the man in line. I'm sorry, sir, he said, scanning the flavor board. I don't think we have that. The man's expression collapsed instantly from joy to furious rage. No. It has to be Lunar Crystals. Nothing else works. I need it. His voice trailed off into a whimper. Theo glanced around, but in the bustle of the shop, no one seemed to notice the grown man's tantrum. Not even his co-worker Val, who moved around as if he wasn't there. Before Theo could respond, the man abruptly stormed out. The next morning, the heat was worse, and there, nestled between the standard flavors, was a new tray. The sign read, Lunar Crystals. When did we get this? Theo asked Val. I dunno, she shrugged. Your dad dropped it off this morning. Said he thought of it last night and insisted we test it out. Theo stared at the mysterious ice cream. It looked like fine glass shards sprinkled throughout satin. He tried a small spoonful. It vaporized on his tongue instantly, leaving a clanging chemical film. That's not edible, he sputtered. We can't serve this. But Val was already unlocking the door for the waiting crowd. A father and his young son were first. The boy was immediately transfixed by the new treat, its icy glow illuminating his face. Is that what you want, buddy? The father cooed. Despite Theo's warning that it was a mature flavor, the boy began to wail. The father, flustered, quickly surrendered. 1 scoop of that on a wafer cone, please. To Theo's surprise, his scoop glided through the substance easily. The child snatched the cone and gorged himself with ravenous mouthfuls. By the time his father had paid, the ice cream was gone, and the boy was jumping with a frenetic newfound energy, his small body almost seeming to glow. A pattern emerged. Only children demanded Lunar Crystals, eating it with a manic energy that would soon vanish, leaving them drained. And though Theo served dozens of scoops, the tray never emptied. His attempts to destroy the ice cream failed supernaturally. The tray resisted knives and flames, and if he hid it, Val would find it and put it back, having no memory of him telling her not to. Each day, the strange man would return, his eyes a little brighter, a little more alive after eating his 2 scoops. Soon, news reports spoke of a mysterious, deep fatigue falling over the children of Summerside. Theo recognized one of them, the first boy, Oscar, now lying pallid and unmoving in a hospital bed. Then came the day the power grid failed, surrendering to the heat. The streets were deserted. Inside the shop, all the ice cream melted into sweet, sticky pools, all except Lunar Crystals. It remained pristine, its icy peaks untouched by the suffocating heat. The door creaked open. A small boy stepped in, wearing a familiar checkered shirt, now several sizes too small. "Could I have 2 scoops of Lunar Crystals?" he asked, his voice clear. Theo stared. The man, now a boy. He numbly scooped the dessert. After a couple of mouthfuls, the boy turned back, his eyes bright and fully alive. He exclaimed. "I think maybe tomorrow I'll try some of the bubblegum blast with marshmallows." He skipped out the door, just as a heavy rain finally broke the heat wave. After that day, the tray of Lunar Crystals was gone. No one, not his father or Val, remembered it. The news of the fatigued children vanished. For everyone but Theo, the ordeal faded like a half-remembered, heat-induced dream. The rest of the summer was uneventful. But sometimes, on a quiet night, Theo would think of a flavor that tasted like cold, glittering starlight, and he would feel a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature, and wonder what ancient, hungry thing had come to Summerside for a single, terrible season.